And we are back. And we start right up with what we're used to, a wedding for Jackie Christie, of course. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Basketball Wives. Baby, this is season 10, episode 1. Listen, I think I'm going to have a good time with this season because there are some ladies here that I'm not really all that acquainted with. I know of them, but I don't know them because I wasn't around with their season. Because remember, I've only been reviewing Basketball Wives for a short period of time, a couple years here. So some of these ladies, I wasn't around when their seasons were hot. Coming in the door for, like I said, we started right off with Jackie Christie's 26th wedding this time. And I thought it was pretty cool that how she said, that Doug's favorite color is hunter green. And she wore this really pretty hunter green gown. Of course, it had the whole little mermaid silhouette with the train in the back, and it was all beaded, so it was right up my alley. And the shoulders were out. I said, come on through, Jackie. Come on, Jackie. But the guests came in, and I was amazed how everybody was overdressed and underdressed all at the same time. I said, bravo, ladies, bravo. Overdressed and underdressed all at the same time. I thought Malaysia looked really pretty. I thought she looked really pretty in all her white. They all look good. I'm not reading or dragging. They all look good. They really did. But truly, in the lines of fashion and weddings and everything was too short and yeah. And just as elegant. And the place was gorgeous. Oh, my God. The place was absolutely gorgeous. But, yeah, they were overdressed and underdressed all at the same time. I loved it. Anyway, so listen, coming in the door, we had Duffy. I wasn't around when Duffy was around. I know of Duffy. I don't really know Duffy like that. Angel, I peeped my head in a couple times when Angel was around. Brooke, I don't know much about Brooke at all. And British. Child, old Jennifer's back. Brandy came in. I came around at the end of Brandy. When your services are no longer needed. That's what I came around. And then Malaysia, of course, and Jackie and Shaunie and, So I was like, this is going to be interesting because some of these people that you hear their names thrown around, now I'm going to get the chance to actually experience them. Because I really don't like to take it from what someone else said. That's what always happens over here is that I came in later and people have their own, they have their mind made up about people. And then here I come later and I don't know. And I'm not going to just take you all's word. I have to see it for myself. And I ain't going back looking if I don't have to. Because sometimes you got to go back and do a little history so you can come up to what's going on. But I'm not going to ever just take your word, be like, we don't like her. No, I don't work that way. I don't work that way in my real life, and I definitely don't work that way on these reviews. Y'all know how we get down in these comments on Basketball Wives, honey. When we do Basketball Wives, there's times throughout the season I feel like my people absolutely hate me, but I know that it's not true because every time I come back, so do you. So, but it gets very tense. People are very passionate about this series. And I mean, it's a good thing. It's a conversation, right? Which is what we're here for. So anyway, we're at the wedding. Doug and Jackie, favorite color, hunter green. It was really pretty, really nice situation. It was short and to the point, too. I was like, that was cute. And then I noticed right away, Malaysia walked in and just threw complete old, nasty, cold wintertime shade. Just walked on in and went on to the other side and sat down. Said nothing. I'm like, why should you say hello or anything to Brandy? I'm like, that was weird. Anyway, then we found out they literally haven't talked to each other or seen each other in 3 years. I'm like, are you kidding me? So basically the whole time I've been reviewing this show, Brandy and Malaysia, who were best friends, ain't even talked to each other. Like, they truly ain't been fooling with each other. Now, right away, Brandy being Brandy, Brandy's like, she was unhappy with the fact of how she was handled, and she felt like she wanted to talk to her. And Duffy's DJ, and Duffy told her, she said, you know what, this is not the time. This is not the time. This is not the place. Y'all definitely need to talk, but this ain't the time or the place. She might as well have been talking to a brick wall, because she went directly over there to her. Child. And I laughed. That dynamic of Jackie and Malaysia. Jackie is such a man, child. Miss Jackie Christie. I'm looking at the table. Because, when I go to a wedding, and I've been to many weddings. I sew and stuff. So, I've been to many, many weddings. You hardly ever even approach. Like, I don't even approach the bridal table. Whatever you have to say for real, you could wait till the next day or the next week after they get back from the honeymoon. I don't even approach the table. And I hate to see a lot of people crowding them and not letting them enjoy themselves. Let them sit there. Let them look out amongst the people so they can take in the love that people are actually doing at a wedding. But people will approach that table. But I had to laugh at Malaysia at the bridal party table, sitting on Jackie's lap, talking to Doug and Jackie. I said, what in the shit? I ain't never seen no shit like that in my life. So she's sitting on her lap while she got on her gown. I said, Jackie, girl, Jackie's masculine energy just tickles me. You hear me? Jackie's masculine energy is just as strong as my feminine energy. And baby, to get that, you got to go some. I said, she's sitting on her lap talking to her husband at the bridal table. It was just funny. But that's their friendship, so it just made me chuckle. I didn't feel like they were disrespecting or anything. It's just funny that is what that is truly what their friendship is. And you could just see it right there on display, and it just gave me a chuckle in my belly. I just laughed. But she's sitting there, and sure enough, here comes Brandy. Brandy approaches Malaysia, and I felt like Brandy came in hot. Like, girl, you coming in hot. She talking to her. Malaysia's in bitch mode. You can see it. Like, she's completely in bitch mode. And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, this is not the place. This is crazy. And then she dropped the bomb and said, Wolf died. And Malaysia's face, it was like all the wind just got sucked right out of Malaysia and what it was she was doing. Her whole attitude just kind of went, and you could see her face. It was like, what? And then it started this like argument where it was like, she said, oh no, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Like she just like stop the bullshit. I'm sorry. I didn't know. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, that was quick and that was easy, and they'll get right back on track. Baby, they got to going back and forth. And Brandy literally was not letting it go. She does not believe that Malaysia did not know. She's like, we don't share the same friends. She's like, we do. She's like, we do. No, we don't. We do. No, we don't. But I didn't hear it. I don't know. I know nothing about it. I have not heard. I did not know. It's been a month ago. She's like, I didn't know. And she's pissed with Malaysia because Malaysia didn't reach out to her. And she's telling her, like, I didn't know. Now, listen, either Malaysia has had some serious, very serious acting classes or something, because I swear the look on her face. Here, look. Do you see that? The look on Malaysia's face, you could see the wind literally being knocked out of her with that statement. I tend to believe that she didn't know, that she did not hear that the father had passed. Listen, sometimes you don't, and sometimes when you do when you're not speaking to a person, even with social media or whatever, listen, let me tell you something. I think I've told some of you all who know me and have been following me for a while. My ex, we were in a position when his mother passed. We had broken up, and I didn't speak to him literally for 6 years. I was pissed at him, and I didn't speak to him for 6 years. In that time, his mother passed. When the very first time that we actually had a conversation, we're standing there in a bar, and he says to me, when you wasn't speaking to me, my mother died. And I think that's where it kind of took me to. So maybe I'm a little with the situation because I kind of been in that situation before where you ain't spoke to somebody and then they hit you with that. And I'm telling you, when that boy told me that his mother had passed, it felt like somebody just took my cells and said, because I was still, okay, I decided to speak to you now. It's fine after all these years. He was shocked. But I had still had my bitch. I was in still full bitch. I was ready for whatever. I'm ready. And when he said that, it just kind of took all that, like, oh, wow. So been there, done that. And it took me right back to that. It was like a deja vu. I was like, okay. And we did have a lot of the same friends and stuff. I didn't know. And it had literally been years. It had been like at least 2 years the woman had been gone. I had no idea. So I tend to believe that Malaysia didn't know. I'm not buying that she, that she knew and just was being a bitch. I don't know. I'm just not getting that. But anyway, let's move on because this is all like in the first 15, 20 minutes. Move on. Shaunie, we saw that Shaunie wasn't going to be able to make it. She had actually said that she had tried everything and she just could not get there. So a few days later, here comes Shaunie. Shaunie and Jackie went out shopping. We found out that Shaunie is now dating. She found a little guy that she actually really, really likes, and they're dating and just really enjoying each other and everything. That's really cool. And then what they ended up saying, she says, well, listen, this is what happened at the wedding. Oh, because Malaysia ended up leaving. She didn't even engage anymore. She left. She left the wedding. Jackie went outside and was like, Malaysia, what's going on? She told her what was going on. She's like, I'm not going to be the one to bring the really bad energy. I'm going to go ahead and leave. I was here for the wedding. I stayed a little bit for the reception. I'm just going to go ahead and go. So, she told Shaunie, Jackie told Shaunie about what was going on with Malaysia and Brandy and that they weren't speaking. Shaunie wasn't even aware that they actually were like having anything. She said they were like best friends for like 15 years. They've known each other for 15 years or so. And she's like, and you see one, you see the other. She's like, I could never imagine them. She said them having a little tiff, yeah, but them literally not speaking and beefing, I can't see it. I can't see it. And I'm not going to just stand around and just let that be. She said, this is what we'll do. She said, you talk to Malaysia. I'm going to talk to Brandy before I leave. She's like, you all right with Brandy? And I was like this. Yeah, is you all right with Brandy? You're not going to fire her on the second episode. She said, no. Me and Brandy's cool. She said, we all right. We're in a good place. She said, I'm going to talk to Brandy. You talk to Malaysia. And then in her confessional, she said, I'm going to see what I could do with this little situation because I need these group of ladies to stay together and support each other. I said, that's how we always start off, but okay. And she said, and then when I go back to Dallas, I'm going to leave it all on Jackie. I said, so you actually don't think you can fix it before you go anyway? So I just kind of laughed. Damn, Shaunie. Now, here's something. So Angel got a new boo. When that camera panned around there and I saw who she was talking about, I said, Angel Briggs, if you don't get your cat suit design and sparkly jumpsuit making ass somewhere and sit down, Rockstar. I said, get out of my damn face. Child, y'all know I do the love of hip hop thing, all of them. That damn Rockstar, that man is a clown. Do you hear me? He's a clown. He brings me energy. I could. And you got the nerve to be pregnant. I said, girl, get out my face, Angel. Get out my face. Girl, you should have just kept putting in a zipper or something. Rockstar? I couldn't even see that. I was like, really? And then she go into this thing. She like, well, I had an announcement, but I didn't want to bring it out at Jackie's thing because it was about Jackie. It sure was. Nobody want to hear that foolishness when they trying to be getting married and you got pregnant by a rock star girl. I ain't going, honey. And then found out she ain't even told her mama. I bet you didn't. I'd like to talk to your mother myself. I wonder what your mother going to say, honey. I would love to be a fly on the wall when you tell your mother, honey, and see if she was looking like I was looking. Because I sure... Who? Lord have mercy. Anyway, the conversation between them just made me say, oh. He said, oh, yeah, I know ain't nobody kick. That's got to be a boy because only a boy got a strong kick like that. You think? I'm sure girl babies have strong kicks. They wear pumps. Get on. You stupid. Just shut up. Just shut up. Can y'all tell I don't care for Rockstar that much? Sorry, I don't. He just rubs me. Oh, he's we're going to see. Maybe he's grown up or matured since he was on Love and Hip Hop. But if he bringing that same energy, which it seems he's bringing that same stupid energy that he had when he was on Love and Hip Hop, we're going to have a good time. I'm going to be dragging him this whole time, child. That fool got to talk about something about naming the baby Prince. And she said, but all my baby's name starts with an A. I said, let me get the fuck out of here, child. It's maybe a Prince. Maybe no! Oh, maybe the two of y'all just, Moving on. It's going to be a long season with them. Moving on. Then we see Doug and Jackie. We find out that Doug is now coaching for Sacramento. So they got this bouncing back and forth thing that's going to be going on. I'm sure we're going to hear more about that. And truly, because when Jackie talked to Malaysia, she started talking to Malaysia about Gennaro and saying, you know, what was his time like? And she said, girl, there is no time. When they're coaching, the timing that you'll be spending with them is even less than when they were a player. It's a lot. It really is a lot. So I'm sure, you know how Jackie is. Jackie is clingy. So I can imagine we're going to see Jackie go through some different changes with that. But listen, girl, he's still working, honey, and still bringing a coin, honey. Coaches make coin. So that it is what it is, girl. It'll be worth it in the end, honey. You like to throw a wedding every year, don't you? Shut on up. But then she actually starts to tell Jackie, Malaysia's telling Jackie about how she actually hasn't been getting child support. Like she's like pulling teeth, playing with Gennaro about this here child support and all of this. So she's been kind of in an emotional situation. So I see where we're going with Malaysia for the season. She got problems at home, which is probably going to make her interaction with these ladies be pretty icy, is what I'm seeing. When Jackie talked to her about the whole thing, she told her, you know, I really didn't have any idea that her father had passed. I really didn't. And just the friendship itself, they're leaving something out. Something is not being said. If either that or we playing storyline. Now, if they play a storyline, you know, somewhere along the way, I'm going to drag them both. But if not, if they ain't playing storyline, then there's some shit that went down that they ain't telling us yet. Okay? Because this whole she ain't called me, oh, and you didn't call her either. Friends of 15 years? Are you kidding? Do you think I talk to my best friend every day? Because I don't. I don't talk to him every day. There may be months that go by that we don't actually speak verbally. We might just do a couple text messages, but ain't nobody falling out about that. And whenever we do speak, we pick right up where we left off at. Sometimes we don't need each other on a daily basis. Sometimes we don't need each other on a monthly basis, and we don't have to talk. But it picks right up where it left off at. And ain't nobody sitting up giving this, you didn't call me, so I didn't call you yet. We don't do that shit. And what are we, 10? Something ain't right. When Shaunie sat and talked to Brandy, she was totally leaning on this death of her father thing. Okay, I get it, the death of your father. Baby, that was a month ago. What about the 3 years? You talking about 1 month. What about the other 35 months? Something happened that y'all ain't saying, either that or y'all playing in our face. So we gonna see. I got my good eye on the 2 of y'all. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Moving on. I think there's more to the story, but we're gonna see. Moving on. Jackie throws a girls' night. So she gets all the girls over. They all come up to Jackie's place. Angel announces her pregnancy. That's when we found out that her mom don't even know. I said, moving on. Then Malaysia's the last one to come. They're all like, hugging and doing, what they do. Sit down. Soon as they sit down. Brandy just like, again, hot again. She just jumped right down Malaysia's throat. And it's going back and forth. She's like, because Malaysia said, I had a bad day today. My day is kind of rough. My energy's a little bit off. And she's like, yeah. And then the next thing I know, they got this whole little thing going back and forth. And this is when I started saying, is this a storyline, y'all? And she's like, I'm talking about, she said, yeah, bad. And she said, yes, I was saying I had bad energy. My energy. My energy. Not, it don't have nothing to do with nobody else. It's my energy. I'm like, what is this? What is this? It's very stupid. It sounds very stupid. But I don't know what it is. And then she told her, you got character flaws. It's like, what? See, that's the type of shit in the midst of like a long-term friendship. That's the type of shit, that type of comment, that's the one that can really throw the friendship off. You got a character flaw? Now, there's just some things that me and my bestie ain't gonna sit up and say. And especially not in a little situation. First of all, any character flaw that I have, he already know about it. And just like I know his character flaws. And 15 years in, we wasn't daring going back to, oh, you got this character flaw and I just can't stand it. No, that's something that y'all done figured out within the first year. And you move forward. You ain't getting no 15 years in and there's some certain character flaw that now is causing a problem in the friendship. No, that's something that will tear that friendship apart. So what the hell are y'all talking about? Then they get them together and they have the 2 of them go over and speak alone. And again, we go right back to the death thing. And she says, well, why would you think that I would do? You know me. Why would you think that I would even do anything like that? Like, why would I throw shade around your father down? And say, I thought maybe you were just being petty. Well, do you really know her or do you not know her? And if you think that she's that petty of a bitch, then how did you make it 15 years with her? That she would like kick you that far when you were down and your dad died? She just wouldn't even acknowledge it. And that was your friend for how long? How'd you manage that? It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. And then she said it again. You have a character flaw and you're rude. You're mean, you're rude, and you got a character flaw. I said, I don't know. And this is where we actually ended for this episode. So, I mean, listen, it wasn't a whole bunch going on in this episode, but it was just enough that I'll definitely be tuned back in to see what the hell is going on with these 2 if nobody else. That's crazy. Something missing. But I better not I'm telling y'all now. It better not be, no, we just created this to be our storyline. Because if they do, then I'm going to have a storyline. And the storyline is going to be dragging Brandy in Malaysia. Y'all know how and I like Malaysia. I do. But I'll get her if she gets clowning with that. You couldn't think of nothing else? Girl, I'll drag her right on through here. That's only fair. Anyway, but we back. We back with the girls from the Basketball Wives. It's always a good time and a bad time at the same time. See how they came in, how they opened it up, overdressed and underdressed. Every time, every season that I've done this, honey, in my comments, we've had a good time and a bad time. So listen, let's get to doing what it is we do. I'll see y'all in the next, well, I'll see y'all in the comments, but I'll definitely see you back on screen in the next episode. Later.